What's up everyone, Lion Roar here, and in today's video I am going to finally share with you the 5 best kept secrets in Bloodline Heroes of Lithas that I use to get ahead. But first, download Bloodline Heroes of Lithas, a mobile RPG action fighting game where you can marry your champions to create new and unique hybrids. Use the link in the description to start with some free stuff, including gold and diamonds. See you hopefully soon. Alright, so I probably shouldn't be giving my secrets away, but it's the holiday season and I'm feeling generous. And you may already know several of these, but I do keep running into people in Valley of Conquerors and just the general public world chat and Discord who are surprised to learn about these. So I figured I'd put them into a nice little list for you. And if I miss any and you'd like to share, feel free to throw them in the comments and I might feature them in a future video. So I'm going to start off with number 5, and that is that the best value for your diamonds is in Dungeon Descent. And I understand how cumbersome it can be going through Dungeon Descent every couple of days, but especially if you're free to play or cheap to play, this is where you should be taking your diamonds. Not in the summons, but in Dungeon Descent. And here's why, because there's a nice little shop in here that will give you intimacy, roses, and rings for 80, 90, sometimes 96% off. And this is some of the best growth you can do in the game. You need the roses to make new clan members. So you have to get that. And that's how you get a lot of vigor, is through, creating mythic new champions that you're going to then marry to other champions. And you need the rings to be able to do the marriages. And you need the intimacy if you're going to get the mythic characters in the game. This Dungeon Descent is like a core part of growth in the game. So if you're not taking your diamonds here and spending it, you're doing it wrong. At number 4 on the list, I suggest that you have dedicated district champions because they make more gold. Let me show you. I'm going to jump in here. And let's just go ahead and click on one of the earliest ones. You can do this from day 1 in the game, even as a free-to-play player. So I click here, click on assign, and you're going to see I have a whole bunch of male Travains, right? I don't actually use male Travain. I never fight with him, but look how much gold he's making at only, what do I have it at, 9 stars there? I don't even have them maxed out, but I put noble on him as far as a trait goes. In fact, I'll click on him and show you. And that's another bonus secret, by the way. You can actually click on the champions from the market. I'll click on the trait, and you can see here, confident, noble. I have level 22 traits that came from the stuff I got out of Dungeon Descent, by the way. And that is what is leading to the trait of leadership that's making 8,016 gold. And you can see that I have a fully leveled female self-host there that's not making as much. Mainly because she doesn't have noble and confident on her, because I actually use her to fight with. But this is a great way to fill out your districts, especially early in the game, to make as much gold as possible. In fact, I'd recommend to brand new players, you actually put your fighting champs on hold for a few weeks and just build up your districts to make as much gold as possible, because you do not advance in the game as fast if you're not making enough gold. Now, something related to this is at number 3, and that is the Senate Tower. How is this related, you might ask? Well, let's go into the Senate Tower and take a look. When you click on Solve Issues, you've probably seen these 3 things here. Early in the game, you should be picking bread every single time, and you should never go without selecting bread. Like, don't let the timer run out. Like, you want to maximize the amount of bread you're getting out of here, because again, bread is going to lead you to be able to upgrade your district and make more gold. That's your early game goal. However, there's a point at which in this game you're making more gold than you need. When you cross that line, and that's probably usually late game, folks, I happen to fall into that category, you want to switch what you're doing here from bread to equipment. And here's why. I'm going to select some equipment here. See that? That equipment is going to be used for fodder to upgrade your mythic equipment that you're putting on your other champions. You want to get that equipment up to level 25, and I'm going to click on my top hero, the male water and sun, and show you. I've got all of my equipment in here up to level 25, and you get bonus runes that you can put on that then. In fact, you've probably wondered when you put runes on, how do you get to the 5? Like when you click on this, how do you get to the 5 to get that extra bonus? Well, that's because in the last slot you can put anything you want. All right, so you want to be selecting bread in the early game to build up your gold. In the late game, make sure that you're selecting equipment. All right, coming in at number 2, you can acquire missed companions in the companion exchange. I'm going to go ahead and click on that. I think a lot of people just, I don't know if they glanced over this or don't recognize this is a thing they can do, but like, I hear a lot of people waiting for champions to come back around in the summon portal, and you don't have to do that. You can just go get the companion out of the companion exchange. Now, I do admit this is going to be much harder for a free-to-play player. Unfortunately, there's a spending aspect to this one if you want to get enough roses to really get the companion, like especially one time around. If you're just trying to like go all in to get a companion, you're probably going to need to spend some money, but it's actually not all that much because take a look at this. In the companion exchange, just like in the summon portal, you get this like little gift thing where every 20, 50, 70, 100, 120, 150 times you get more companion favor. It's actually not all that hard to hit it and get it. And if we go back to my tip number 5, where you're getting intimacy out of the dungeon descent, then surely you can level it up to mythic at some point and be able to get a mythic version of it, even if you didn't get it. However, I have found that by trying to acquire champions this way, you can get a mythic one out of this, and oftentimes you do. And then you get to choose which one you want, the male or the female. So you often don't even have to do the leveling of the companion when you're using the companion exchange to get the mythic one you're looking for. So I have Ascavarge chosen here because I did not actually summon for Ascavarge, and I like Ascavarge. I just saved my summons for the future, and I kind of wish I had Ascavarge, so now that's what I'm doing. All right, and coming in at number 1, Mask Bonuses Stack. Yes, this blew my mind when I realized it, and I probably should have realized it a lot sooner than I actually did. But I would have gone after masks harder earlier in the game had I known that they actually stacked. What do I mean by this? Well, here's my mask. I'm wearing it, and it says that it increases the health of all teammates by 10%. Here's the thing. All these other masks I have are also having an impact on all of my roster. Do you see in the lower right-hand corner down here? It says that I've got 2 attack increases. So it's up, I get a bonus of 6% because I have 2 masks that increase it by 3%. Look at this. I've got 4 health increases. So my health is increased by 32%. Down here, district increase. I've got enough masks to get a 19% increase in the gold I'm making. And then attack speed, I've got 2 of those for a 20% increase. So had I known that, I probably would have actually gone after more of these masks, because look how many I don't have. And I could be a lot stronger in this game if I did have those. In fact, I am thinking that masks are one of the best ways to increase your performance in the game. Potentially even more out here than the Guardian's Stone. Or more than the Sprite Haven. And that's because the masks are usually a little easier to acquire. They're not the easiest, of course. The best masks kind of come from these events. They're a little spendy sometimes. Like usually when a new hero comes out, if you level up the new hero to 15 stars, which is hard to do if you're free to play or cheap to play, but you get a really good mask. However, here's my tip to the free to play and cheap to play players. If you save your materials, if you save up all your summoning stones, see, this is what I do. I save them up for a really interesting hero, or I save them up for whenever there's a mask summon. And then I assume I'm going to need about 400 for a new summon. Save up the summoning crystals and save up your fodder. Here's another bonus secret. Save up your fodder from in the guild over here in the vault. Make sure you're jumping in on these free characters that they give out. Yeah, they're common, but they're 3-star. And if you get one a day for a month. That's like 30 fodder to help level a hero up to 15 stars potentially. So that was a little sidetrack from the masks part of that, but like just saying, you can still get those really good masks if you're free to play or cheap to play by saving your resources for something like that. So those are my secrets. I gave you 5 along with 2 bonus ones along the way. If you have any more, make sure to leave them in the comments. And if you enjoy videos like this, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification. And I will catch you in the next one.